Hello, today we have my friend Jay Marlar's. I guess it's kind of a folk guitar. So it's classical style, but it has very light steel strings on it. And this thing's cool. Unfortunately, though, it has a pretty big crack in the headstock. So I'm gonna have to get a syringe and stick wood glue in there and clamp it. So I think the first thing to do is probably see if, get a clamp, get these strings off, get a clamp, and just see if I can clamp it. I think I can clamp this with one clamp if I get the angle correct. So we're gonna find out, and then once I fix the headstock, this thing's gonna get probably a new nut and saddle, depending on what the action is like. And another thing I need to do is I need to check and see what the neck is doing relative to the bridge. So, okay, let's get to work. Okay, the first thing I got to figure out is how far up this crack goes. So I'm gonna have to take these tuning machines off and set them aside, and I'm gonna have to do some inspecting here. All right, here we go. Hey, I'm looking at Jay Marlar's guitar right now and trying to figure out how much glue I can sop in this hole. If you look at this neck, it's split clean right there at the headstock. See this? So this is risky. I want to preserve the original state of this guitar, and the only other way to fix this is to dowel it. My dad is a very good woodworker, and he was saying I should dowel it, but the problem is if you dowel it, then you've got to mask the dowels. You can't just have these huge dowels in there. So, and wood glue is a very strong bond. But the problem is if I can get enough wood glue in there. Like, I'm trying to be very careful and lift this headstock up and figure out a way to basically just fill the motherfucker with glue. But I don't know. There's a give and a take with everything right now. So this is definitely going to be one of the harder repairs I've ever done, but it'll be over in an instant. It's going to take me not very long to do this. But wish me luck. You found me home. Yes, I do recall it. Waiting for the sun. It never did come. Okay, Jay's classical folk guitar has had a few days to rest. The neck repair went well. I'll show you that. You can see a little bit of a seam, but structurally, this thing is fixed. It was already holding strings at pitch, so I just opted to glue it because, well, frankly, visually, it's more appealing this way. And wood glue is a very strong bond when done properly, and I did it properly. And as you saw, I had to make sure that glue got over the entire inside of the crack, and I did that with the syringe. Okay, so next thing is I'm gonna knock this nut out. The saddle was already broken in half, so we're gonna cut him a new saddle, and we're gonna knock this nut out, and we're gonna cut him a new nut. Okay, let's get to work.
It's not me, it's not me. Everyone knows their eyes all show it.
Okay, so the first thing I've done is I've taken my calipers and I've measured this. It's uneven. The saddle slot's uneven. So I guess I took the highest measurement, which is 105 thousandths. I took my caliper and I kind of scored along the top of this nut. And basically now I can see it. I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, and which is basically just a scalpel, and I'm going to make a real scoring line down all the way down this bone nut.
But your heart will fall the same way I'll crawl back to you. How sweet of me to think someone could love me and this disease. We bleed of the same creed. We're both here to die.
Okay, we're within a couple thousandths of an inch. I'm always amazed what the human hands can do. This did not start out a couple thousandths of an inch apart, but I'm measuring with a caliper, boom, 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 on the basically middle side, and trying to get this down to about 100 thousandths. So we're dialing it in now. See where we're at. 105, 107, 106. Okay, so yeah, this is the part where it gets a little tricky because you're trying to make sure everything's even so that when you press this into the slot, it fits. And so basically that you don't need to glue saddles in. It just has to basically friction fit. So this can be a little bit tricky, but we're splitting hairs now, so let's finish it up. Okay, that turned out pretty nicely. If you can see that. To be honest with you, this is an older guitar, and I'm not sure it was quite cut correctly in the first place, but this saddle slot was not flat, nor was it flat like this way. It was tilted this way, and it was sloping. So cutting this was very difficult, but it turned out good, and I got it in there. and it's not moving. You don't want to have to push it in too hard, but you don't want it to move. So that's good. I'm going to call that a success. And I've got it at about 1/8 of an inch above the bridge. So that means that now it's time to start cutting the nut. And I will dial this in after I'm finished cutting the nut. All right, let's get to work. All right, so the next thing to do is to kind of score around this nut. I'm not sure it's going to be an issue. I'm not exactly sure how this thing is held in there, but it's a good thing to do to just score along the edges.
Someone to see what they mean. What does it mean? I've been trying to sleep. There just ain't much to see. Dodging this misery, but it seems she comes when she pleads. I've been trying to clean my sheet up, I can't leave. You're that lying disease, the kind I love pretty please. Oh, don't let go, it's time to make it hurt. Go and fade away.
Okay, now I am putting the outside strings on, so that's the low E and the high E. I'm gonna mark and just double check, make sure that everything looks good before I start slotting the nut for final height.
Nail me on this cross. Good Lord, I'm burning up more than I can take. I've been trying to sleep. I wonder where can she be? I feel the silence between
Hell yeah, here is Jay Marlar's classical guitar. I glued his neck back together. It was basically broken in half, not completely, but damn near. And cut him a new bone nut, a new bone saddle. Got the action as low as I possibly could with no truss rod. There is no truss rod in this guitar, and the neck angle is like this, which means that it needs a neck reset. And obviously it's not going to get one, because to get one of those is about $500. But that being said, this thing is playing really well in my opinion, and it sounds great. I hope that Jay feels the same way, and I hope that this guitar is joyful for him to play for many years to come. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and sign off on this, because I've gotten it pretty much as close as I can get it. Peace and love to you guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.